Hey everyone, it's Malcolm, and welcome to the 5th Daily Data Drop. So if you've ever tried coding with a large language model like Gemini or ChatGPT, you may have noticed something. Whenever it makes a mistake inevitably in the first attempt, and you ask it to follow up on the code or to fix or append something new, you may have noticed it tends to be a lot more error prone than the first time you asked it to create something. And oftentimes, when you ask it to follow up on the mistake it just made and to try correcting it, it can sometimes get stuck in a perpetual loop where nothing changes, it does the same exact thing, or gets even worse than it was before, and you're never able to really get it to fix the mistakes it made in the code. And despite what you may think, this even happens in the most recent and powerful LLM, ChatGPT 5. And the effect is known as Debugging Decay. So what this looks like with ChatGPT is that after the first follow-up question, it answers 50% worse. And by the time you've asked 3 follow-up questions, its answer will be 80% worse. 7 questions in, you should definitely give up because it will be 90% worse at fixing the problem or trying to answer the question. But the good news is there is a solution to this. Let's review why this occurs in the first place. So the more and more questions you ask, the more convoluted the model's context becomes. Not only is it referencing your entire chat history, and especially for ChatGPT, it's referencing past chats as well, it's also having to look at all of these different code snippets in different places and all of these different changes you've wanted to make. And it's easy for it to get confused about what exactly you're actually looking for at this point, especially if it's not looking at the full exact code that you want to modify. Instead, it's having to piece it together over multiple different iterations. So it doesn't exactly know where it's currently at, and as a result, it's hard to provide the actual solution to the bug that you're trying to fix. And the term for this is context pollution. And this is why having a very large context window is so important. The larger the context window, the less likely it is to have issues like this. Obviously, this will likely always be an issue with machine learning models, at least for a while. Okay, so we know the problem, we know why it occurs, but what are the things you can actually do to solve the problem? Well, there's 3 things. The first thing you can do is use a better prompt. What you need to do for the follow-up question where you ask it to debug the code, you can always provide the most recent file in an upload with that new question, as well as a screenshot, potentially, of what's going wrong, and be very clear about the current state of the code and the changes that you want to make to it. And this has a really good chance of reducing the amount of debugging decay, because you're compensating for the potential context pollution by providing updated context. With ChatGPT 5, you are actually able to upload images along with your query, which is a great help in getting it to understand what the current problem is, especially if it's a UX or UI issue. The second thing that you can do to resolve this issue is to offer a new hypothesis. So whenever you have a bug in the code and you ask it to fix it, oftentimes it'll identify what it thinks is going wrong and try to correct it. Make sense? But especially if you know code, you might have a better idea of what's actually going wrong. So if you provide an alternative hypothesis for what you think or know is going wrong, it is far more likely to actually give you the correct solution. The third and final thing you can do to help solve debugging decay is likely the easiest because it's the lowest effort for you. Just start a new chat. Although this is very similar to number 1, you'll need to upload the current code and describe what you need fixed or changed or modified to that problem. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed today's daily data drop. It was number 5, and although it's called the daily data drop, I won't be posting on weekends. That's when I'll be working on scripting and filming some of the next ones. So with that, hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.